Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fuel and Fumes podcast. We are your two hosts who bring you all the racing news and gambling picks. Both are which in no particular order. Every Friday morning, we bring you all the racing series, including all the F1, IndyCar, sports car, whatever we can get our little grabby hands on. We are here to break it down. McGregor, how are we doing?
We're doing well. We're on the up. I'm a little tired from our little escape weekend, otherwise known as the Fuel and Fumes fashion show in that cottage by the end of it, because all the boys bought t-shirts and they looked great. It is the only time where wearing the same shirt as your best friend is the best thing that you can do. So buy Fuel and Fumes t-shirts, send us a DM and we will get things shipped or sent or whatever needs to happen out to you.
We'll hand deliver it.
Yeah, if you're close.
No.
Oh, or if you're far.
Well, far. We'll get John to fly in a PJ, drop it off. We will make it work.
Yeah, we usually do.
And
you're gonna look great in your new Fuel and Fumes t-shirt. So
yeah, they look fantastic. There's really nothing better than a Fuel and Fumes t-shirt. Maybe like a hug from your grandma.
Still not as good.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
maybe like a newborn child.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's hard. The one thing that is better than our t-shirts, though, is our favorite sponsor of the podcast, C4 Energy. Remember to use code FUMES for 20% off at checkout. We're drinking them. They help us survive. It's a necessity. I put them in an IV when I'm really tired at work. I do just about anything with C4 Energy. It helps my day get started and it helps it end. So C4 Energy, thanks for sponsoring the podcast. I will get a tattoo if you continue to sponsor the podcast because we love you.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, I'd get tattoos of C4 and Fuel and Fumes logos. I know we have a bet. I think it's if we hit 100,000 followers or downloads or something. But yeah, it still goes. I'm still getting tattoos. So
I don't remember us making that bet.
It's one of our many ones. I'm sure it's somewhere out there.
What was the bet? What was the premise of the bet?
That if we got mad views, that we'd both get C4 or Fuel and Fumes tattoos. It just happened.
Okay, it's a pretty solid logo, so like I'd be down with it. I'd get down with the sickness.
Exactly. Get down with the sickness.
Yep.
Yeah. How are you doing, Spence? We haven't covered that.
No. Yeah, pretty good. Approaching the holiday season, so we're gonna get a little busy here. Coming down to the last real edging of the Formula One racing. We got 2 races left, so we are on the brink of the finale.
Oh yeah.
It's good.
We're on like the finale eve.
Yeah, finale eve. The night before. Tis.
This is like the dog days of racing here. We talked about it last week. This is when things are ending, but this is really when it wraps up. You know, we're going into December with the racing season, which I love. I think it's good that Formula One leverages the internationalness of the season before everything gets all cold in the Western Hemisphere, or Northern Hemisphere. Yeah, because Australia is going into summer right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's baller.
It's sick, right? Like imagine you could just travel back and forth, and you're just always hot.
I don't think I would ever do that plane ride.
Okay, well,
do you know how long that fucking flight is?
Oh yeah, most of the time you fly to Qatar, which is like 18 hours.
No thanks.
And then another bunch of hours.
This is what my timeline for flights are. Like I'm gonna tell you. You want to know what the over and under is? Well, how long I will take a flight? Just give me a guess. What you think my over and under is?
Your maximum is 8 hours.
That's probably what my max is. I was gonna put the line at 6.5. Was the line I was gonna put?
Yeah.
Because 6.5 is like. It gets you pretty far from where we are. It'll get you to California. It'll get you to a lot of places within 6 hours. Anything above 6.5 hours, you can get to Europe in like just over 7. But yeah, 6.5 is like the line. That's all I want. I don't want anything more than 6.5. The line for flights. Anything over that is like I start to get restless. Like I'm like a bee in a shaken hive.
Like you couldn't you're built for airplanes.
Yeah,
I know. Like
compact.
Flying for you is a luxury that I don't have, which, man, that Vegas flight, 4 hours, and it was like we had shit at our feet, like bags everywhere.
This is my problem. when we booked the flights to Vegas, when I was booking them, I of course booked one of the cheapest flights we could buy at the time.
Yeah.
At that time 2 years ago, I was not as experienced in traveling as I was before. So before I booked this, I thought perfect. I did not think that they were going to put poor Carson and McGregor, the over 6'4" gentlemen who weigh over 220 pounds, in these sausage-like seats.
Yeah.
I didn't think that through.
I gotta say that, like, you were in hell though, because it was like Carson was on the window, I was on the aisle, you were in between us both, just
Wasn't
getting
hell.
all the knees.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was just
It wasn't that bad.
surrounded by your two favorite people.
Yeah, wasn't hell.
And then, yeah,
I've had
that Air Canada flight was bad.
Yeah, it was actually the flight that was bad was the Flair flight.
Nah, dude, Flair was way better.
Really?
Flair had an extra 2 inches of leg room. Measured it, man. Yeah, that was actually one
What'd
of
you
my.
measure it with?
What's that?
What'd you measure it with?
My legs. I went like this, and then I
Metal.
put like a hand like that.
Nice. Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Nice.
I my knees weren't actually touching the seat in front of me.
Perfect.
Which is nice.
Little hand.
And then on the way home from Nashville, I had the empty row, and I just man spread like that the entire
Who'd
thing.
you fly with?
Delta. Yeah, Delta. I think it's pretty good. Pretty good. You would have known if you'd came, but
I would have.
yeah,
I truly would have.
Next year, lock it in.
We could.
Next year, lock it in. Next year, we're gonna get hard cards, or IndyCar's just gonna start bringing us to all these events.
Take the hard card,
And
leave the
then-
card.
Yeah, just get super hard for IndyCar. Anyways, should we shift our focus over to Formula One, Spencer?
Pause it for a second because I just realized for some reason.
And we're back.
We're back. We can head into some news. There's some big news this week. It was nice. We've been kind of just clawing at some news stories, trying to get some actual news,
Yeah.
but it's happened.
This is some real actual news here. And like, we've been talking about this for ages.
Very long.
But Formula One shifts its stance and welcomes General Motors' Cadillac entry. So there will now be 11 teams on the grid. Formula One has announced a significant shift in its approach to expansion, confirming plans to allow General Motors an entry into the sport. This move sparks dramatic change from earlier this year when F1 rejected the application of Andretti Cadillac, citing that the proposed entry would not add value to the championship. Back in January, F1 management stated that its assessment process concluded that the addition of an 11th team would not enhance the series.
Sorry, this is a big read, but
No worries.
you're crushing it.
However, the situation has now evolved. F1's attitude has softened significantly, particularly after the Andretti's exit from the bidding process. This opened the door for GM, not the GM, GM to take more strategic and collaborative approach. GM has now committed to entering Formula One with a full works team potentially by 2028, with plans to use Ferrari or Honda engines in the early years of their participation. In a statement, F1 welcomed GM's entry, with both General Motors and Cadillac expressing excitement about the new venture. It's an honor for General Motors and Cadillac to join the world's premier racing series, said GM spokesperson. We're committed to competing with passion and integrity to elevate the sport for race fans around the world. This is a global stage for us to demonstrate GM's engineering expertise and technology leadership at an entirely new level. As the GM Cadillac team prepares for its entry, the sport braces for a new era of competition and technological advancement. Woo!
Brilliant.
What a fucking book. My goodness. Basically, everyone's
we had to break it down.
Super excited for this one. And it's kind of nice. It's so, from my understanding, Andretti is no longer in the bid, right?
Andretti's no longer in it, but they have so many members of the Andretti team that are going to be joining the new team in management that, although they are out from a bid standpoint, they are also in technically in my eyes.
It's not going to be Andretti's racing team. It's going to be more so a Cadillac racing team, which Cadillac racing team, despite not having the same namesake of a world champion, they're fantastic at racing. They love going racing in WEC, IMSA. They I think they won the GTP category.
One of the G's.
One of the G's.
GGs.
Yeah, the prototypes.
Yep.
Anyways, I think they won this year.
The bump starts.
Yeah, exactly. Those guys. It's a little fishy though.
Why's that?
A little fishy. Everybody leaves right before the GM Andretti Cadillac entry. We saw it last week with Wittitich, the race director. There was a bunch of high-level execs that also left, kind of tipping off some. There may have been some foul play in the denial of people, or denial of GM. If you're picking up what I'm putting down,
I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's being put down softly, but I'm picking it up.
Yeah, it's a soft put down. But basically, I think a lot of people left because there was some foul play or some mischief going on in the denial of the Andretti Cadillac team. Now that Andretti's kind of out, because I believe they're very anti F1 in a lot of their statements, especially with Marco, who we saw step down from his role as the race director. Or not race director, team principal for the Andretti team. So we saw him step down, who was very anti F1.
Michael,
yeah. We got Michael. Michael is gone.
Hi, Michael.
And then there's a bunch of people on the FIA side of things that also denied entry and were very anti Andretti. They just left. So now we've got a good little Cadillac Formula One hybrid here that I think is maybe free of some sketchy works happening, but I think there's going to be a lot going on here, assuming they don't cover it all up.
They might.
My tinfoil hat is so fucking on.
Yeah,
right
your
now.
tinfoil hat. I was just getting a laugh out of a denial of entry. I just immediately went to John. So
denial of entry into this country.
Yes.
When John got turned around at the border for heinous war crimes.
Yep, he does take me as a worm crime guy.
Worm crime.
Yeah,
smuggling too many night crawlers.
Yeah, smuggling worms across the border. But yeah, I think that basically in my head, I think what Andretti has basically done is kind of Trojan horsed F1. I think they've been like, all right, Cadillac, you're going to be the face of our entry into Formula One. The structure is going to be very Andretti formed in the structure of it, in the response from Cadillac and GM Motors, a very Americanized team. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see what the Cadillac team can do with the experience of the Andretti members. And I think 2028 is what we're targeting right now.
Yeah, I think it was 2020. Yeah, 2028. And we get the new rules in 2026. With the smaller car, changes to power unit stuff like that. Also in the Trojan horse is Mario Andretti supposedly being the team director or entering onto the board of directors for the team. That's pretty cool because with Andretti stepping down, Michael, Andretti's team basically lost all the Andrettis. But now we've got Mario, obviously world champion.
What year?
In Formula One. Fuck. It's not 78. It's 60, 67?
68 or 69. I'm pretty sure it's 69.
78.
Not even.
Fuck, I was so close. I was one number off.
I think I had 78 in my head, but I went 68. I was
not
that old. Good grief. Yeah, it'd be great to see Mario in the light of Formula One. The guy's an absolute beauty. Still the Riz champion himself, Mario Andretti.
Yeah, legend.
Can still rizz up anyone at his age. Sweet man, can make a mean bowl of pasta and can still rizz up your chick. So put him in the limelight.
Yeah. Give him that spot.
And it's interesting to see as this team is kind of already targeting drivers. An article came out this week from Race Fans saying that the team is also now considering hiring the American IndyCar driver star Colton Herta as one of their drivers, while Cadillac hopes to make or take over their power unit supply for the short term. It also intends to have its own power unit ready for the 2028 season. That's the target, and it's going to happen, said Mario Andretti. Then here we go, the 1978 world champion. So yeah, I think that really, again, to highlight what we think, I think it's just really a Trojan horse popping into F1 from Cadillac to really, which is the Andretti structure. And I think this is where I think a lot of overlap we will see for the window to open between IndyCar and Formula One. I think in the next 4 years, leading up to Cadillac's entry, I think that we'll see a lot of turnover in IndyCar to F1, whether that's more IndyCar drivers doing free practices like Patricio Ward or Alex Palou within the past few years. You see McLaren loves to kind of do that turnover with IndyCar and F1, really the only teams that do it. However, I do think that with Cadillac having an entry, I think we'll see more of this kind of style of switching and swapping IndyCar drivers into Formula One seats. And maybe even now with Logan Sargent and other guys, you could see Formula One drivers hopping in IndyCar seats. So I think this might open the floodgates into what might happen for IndyCar and Formula One and motorsports in general.
Yeah, I mean, Formula One's always been a feeder series for IndyCar. Just look at all the massive names that start in Formula One and then they graduate to the superior series of IndyCar. We've seen the likes of Fittipaldi, Andretti, a whole bunch of fellas, really.
A whole bunch of fellas.
And they just, I think it's another great opportunity for some real talent to get funneled down into the American series. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think they've got the opportunity to do the funniest thing in the world. By 2028, Logan Sargent will most likely have an IndyCar drive, and they could take him back to Formula One. Not saying that that's going to happen, but it could be the funniest thing on the planet.
We cannot speak today. Can't get the. A cat's got my tongue.
My brain is mush.
He's pulling and yanking it, man.
Yeah, it's just
get this cat out of here, man. Good grief.
But yeah. I don't have many words to say today, man.
Yeah, you're a man of few words.
I'm like Swedish people. They are reserved with their words.
You're a man of very few words.
Exactly.
Yes, very much so.
Yep.
The Swedish meatball, the delicacy.
We should go to IKEA,
buddy. We could go to IKEA and just hound meatballs.
I'm so down. Like a quick $16 for 2 of those little meals.
Not only could we go to IKEA and do that, we could also they have the push carts that have little race cars.
Mm-hmm.
I could fit in it. You probably couldn't, but we could go to IKEA and you could push me and we could get meatballs.
I'm fucking in. What are you doing after this? Oh my gosh, that would actually make the world go around. As if we haven't spent enough time together either.
We could try to. I could. How many over or under meatballs do you think you could eat at IKEA? I'm setting the line at 20.5.
Way over.
Yeah.
I could I got 6 or 8 a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, I could destroy about 2 to 3 times more of these.
You think the line could be over 25 easily? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, those meatballs go down like butter on a hot slide. It is just it is dangerous.
What we could do is our next content idea. Go to IKEA. We both sit in one of those little
the eggs. Can we sit in the eggs?
We could sit in the eggs and then see how many meatballs we could eat while talking about racing.
Yeah. Between 2 ferns.
Between 2 ferns in a kitchen.
In in someone else's kitchen. One of the IKEA people. They live there at night. And they cook for their imaginary families.
It's like John.
It's like the opposite of Night at the Museum, where the kitchens don't come to life, but there's people that come to life and live in the IKEA kitchens. Yeah,
so it's a concept.
Make it a fucking movie. It's also like Hall of Fame collection where obviously one of our employers, sponsors, but they beautiful and lovely suits, helmets, boots, gloves, and all the other racing memorabilia that you see on our website, social media, and everywhere else. It comes to life at night and it starts walking around. But if you want to take it home so it can walk around in your house, remember to not use code FUMES. We don't have that. Shop our Black Friday deal going on right now. It is one of the best deals of the year. And make sure to get your hands on all of the racing memorabilia that you need to walk around your house.
Yeah, you could literally have a night in the museum at your home. We have everything. You could have Michael Andretti walking around your house, up to even James Hunt's last race helmet.
Last race helmet. You could have Sebastian Vettel walking around on his hands using his gloves or his suits or his boots or you name it. We've got it. Yeah, we've got a lot of things going on. What is that?
Oh, just speaking of that, yeah, I'm just reading over orders. It's Black Friday. We're getting slammed over here.
Yeah. Got a lot of stuff coming in, going out mostly.
Going in and going out. So make sure you head to the website. It's hofcollection.com.
Yep.
And as we continue on to more news stories with a seamless transition, Jack Dune reveals that his F1 number, race number, has been taken by Kimi Antonelli.
Poached.
Yeah, it's been poached and roached. Like maybe Jack Dune's seat, who knows?
Yeah.
However, his initial choice had already been changed as Kimi Antonelli had already taken it. The Australian, who's stepping up in the Alpine for the 2025 season with teammates with Pierre Gasly, had first lodged a request to run with the number 12 after being told by the FIA it was available. However, it wasn't, and it now has been taken by the driver, Antonelli, which now means Dune has to go with a different number. Apparently, he's going with the number 7. That has some meaning to him, but we will wait to see if.
Dude, 7 is such a better number than 12.
What are GOAT numbers? I'm saying 4, 99.
Numbers?
13 isn't bad either.
I mean, Kimi Räikkönen used number 7.
Nice.
I think
that's it.
That's pretty much it. Dude, I would love to see someone with a 0 on their car.
That'd be mint. That'd be cool.
Or a triple digit number.
But I bet there's some sort of superstition with the number 0 with winning races. I bet they want to stay away
maybe.
from 0.
I mean, number 12, they should have retirement because that was Senna. Right? That's Senna, that's just not right.
Retire the number.
Wasn't Schumacher? What did Schumacher run?
9.
Yeah.
Yes.
He didn't.
He was 9.
He was 9. No, Schumacher ran 1 for a while, right?
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's Mick. Dud.
I don't know. 22, 32, right there.
32?
Driving number car 32.
Oh, nice.
I learn something new every day.
Some things you just don't know. What would your Formula 1 number be, Spencer? If you had to pick. It's a number that sums up Spencer the
I like
best.
13.
13?
Yeah, 13's always been the number I play with as a kid.
Yeah. I think, 12 was my soccer number. Or was it 14? Fuck.
Shooting
either way, super significant.
Yeah.
And then I think 47 for football.
47 is a solid number.
47 is a great
47 is a great number.
Yeah. So I'd go with one of the bunch.
Yeah. Just put a bunch of numbers in a hat and shake it.
Exactly.
I was going to say, too, before we head into the Las Vegas breakdown, in the conversation of F1, Yuki is still the only guy without a teammate. Who do we think is the potential runner-up to take the open RB seat?
Man, you almost got to think that's going to be like a rookie. You think it's going to be just like I don't see that there's a way that Liam Lawson doesn't get a seat now. Because because of the way that he was racing with Sergio Perez.
Yeah.
He was just going balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Sergio Perez still flexed a little bit of muscle saying that, he's the bigger dog. He's got a better car. He's going to go faster through some of the corners that, Lawson can't, and still took the place back. But man, Lawson's just going balls.
He's going
balls to the wall, man. And you got to respect that. And for that reason, I'm saying Lawson gets the promotion.
Yep.
It's going to be a rookie.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know who it would be. I'm trying to wrap my brain around who is a possible fill-in for that spot. They keep bringing in these outlandish names that we've never heard of.
There's
talk about what's his name, the Red Bull driver now, in F2.
It's not.
Oh gosh,
Hajar.
Yeah. They're talking about him. They're talking about names that I've never heard before, which is no diss to these gentlemen. I just actually don't watch F2. I knew a few the legit contenders that are coming out, but there's some that I don't.
Like the Jack Doohans of the world.
Yeah.
Ayuma Awasa?
No, that's not it.
Definitely not getting that.
No, that's not it. But I think that was a solid read.
Isaac Hajar, Pepe Martin, and Oliver Gauthier.
Yeah, so there's a few that I know that are coming up. So I don't know who they're going to switch. That's why I brought it to you. I wanted to see if you had any thoughts in that incredibly massive brain of yours, but I got nothing.
Yeah, I think you're getting close. I think you're on the right track.
Yep, the right track.
Per chance. Yeah, that's I don't see a way that I don't know, man. Because Paris could also just keep his seat, right? Like that's
Yep, it's very possible.
very
but
possible.
Someone's got to swap in that RB seat, so I'm curious to see who it will be. However, do you want to head to Vegas?
Yeah, let's go to Vegas.
Vegas was great. We got to watch the whole race this week. We were together all weekend, so we got to watch the entire thing. So on the topic of Vegas, we watched the entire race this week together, weekend,
It
which
was
was
so nice. That was the first race this season that we've watched together.
Full
I
race.
think.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, it was the full race.
Yeah.
With the boys too that don't watch racing.
Yeah.
So
they were loving it though.
yeah,
Like,
they were liking it. They were
like
liking it.
350 on the main straight, like just blew their fucking minds.
Yeah, it was a good
was
race
awesome.
too. We literally put it on the fire stick popped up, and we watched the whole race. And it was, I know it was people suggest it was an incredibly boring race. I don't think it was that.
It was a
boring.
hot start.
It was a hot
nice.
start. It was a cool kind of finish to kind of see how close it was. Cool. Hamilton had an incredible race to see him go up that much. But yeah, I didn't think it was a bad race. People thought it was incredibly boring. I think as I watched the whole thing, I enjoyed it. However, George Russell led home the main Mercedes with Lewis Hamilton to win the Las Vegas Grand Prix, going 1-2 Mercedes as Max clinched the 2024 World Championship. Max finished in 5th place, securing his 4th consecutive World Championship, as now Max has now won 4 Formula One World Drivers' Championships, which he has won through 2021 to 2024 consecutively, and now has won 62 Grand Prix across 10 seasons.
Who are the other 2 4-time world champions?
Alain Prost and
bang, the one I thought you weren't going to get.
Sebastian Vettel.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I love Alain Prost. I think Alain Prost is, I would say he's probably my favorite driver of all time.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know it's controversial, but I thought Alain Prost, when you watch him drive, man.
Oh, dude, he's a scientist for a reason, man. He's
the angry Frenchman.
Yeah. That's a really surprising pick because I know how you feel about the French.
Yeah, I know that is surprising, but I don't know. I think
he's a legend.
He's just a legend. Yeah. So I think this is really we got to give credit to Verstappen. We don't really talk about him too much. However, yeah, you're seeing a generational talent. He's just class. He's one of the best drivers in the world. He probably is the best driver in the world. Really, for a long time, he was in a class of his own.
Yeah, still is. I mean, like realistically, to be able to pull that off, it's insane. Like we're seeing generational stuff here for sure.
Generational talent,
and I mean to be in not the best car and also do it, and it's amazing.
He also gave it to Zach Brown afterwards because Zach Brown made a comment saying you need the fastest car to win the championship. And Max let him know that that was not true.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I think it was also just a very exciting race due to the amount of shifting and switching of tires that happened in the first, 10 laps. The call of bringing Lewis, letting him go a little bit longer. And then after he bobbled Q3 and he didn't make it into Q3, and then it was able to run through the pack like that. That was a top tier drive from Lewis.
Yep,
in my humblest.
Oh yeah, come from 10th too is it was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So really, that's all I have on Vegas. Unless you got anything else.
No, we had a classic George Russell celebration.
Yep.
When he screamed around "Viva Las Vegas."
Yep.
And then Charles Leclerc also exploding on the radio, saying that he played the team game and lost and always plays the team game and fuck this, fuck that. Really upset.
Good emotion from the kid.
Yeah. A lot of emotion. A lot of I think he's just catching glimpses of what he's going to see at Ferrari when they drop everything for Lewis. Also, other things, Pierre Gasly getting rinsed, just went from 3rd place on the grid, or 2nd place.
Second or third.
Yuki was not there.
Wasn't
Yuki had a great drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Qualifying 6th, I think. And then
Viva Las Vegas.
Dropping. But yeah, Viva Las Vegas, the land of weird things where weird results come to happen.
And George Russell will continuously put himself on the scale of being a meme. He does it to himself.
Dude, he's like, I thought it was a bit for a little bit.
It's not a bit.
It's not, man. He's just the craziest guy on the planet. Like
George Russell's just a guy.
He's just a goofball.
Yeah, he's just a goofball. Yep.
He loves it though. It's great.
This weekend we have one of the last races of the season, Qatar. It's our second last race of the season. We also have the last sprint of the season as well. Last year, Max Verstappen went on to win this race, but this was really the showing where we saw McLaren end up being competitive. Oscar came second and Lando came third, and this was like where we were all last season like, holy shit.
Yeah,
the team's in contention.
Maybe one of the best races of the season.
So I think this specific track, if I'm going to look at it, I know I went balls to the wall and said this was absolutely a Ferrari race in Vegas. I apparently was wrong. I was really upset. I would have bet my parents' house on it. Sorry, Mom. The car keys have been given over. However, I do think this is a very McLaren track for the Qatar Airway race. They have, some front straights, but really the twists and the turns of this track and the low speed corners are, I think, going to be a great track for the McLaren boys. So
I was going to say this one is going to be about the opposite that the Las Vegas race was. Heat wise, absolutely. This one's, you're going from one of the coldest races on the calendar, or the coldest, to one of the hotter ones. Not the hottest, but one of them. And also, this is just a tire slayer. Remember when, Esteban Ocon threw up in his helmet on like lap 10 or something? Because it's they had that special rule where they had to pit every so often. And basically, the track just ate your tires alive, and you're doing full quality laps all race long. So this one is a strenuous one. Who do I think is going to take this? Man, McLaren seems to be doing well. Honestly, I don't know. It could be another McLaren breakout.
Yep, I think it's a bit of a toss-up, but I do think McLaren probably has the edge at this track.
Yeah, because I mean the specialness of Lewis Hamilton and George this past weekend, that will not continue. No, I can tell you that for free.
No.
But yeah, I'm thinking maybe McLaren.
I like that
due to their mid-speed cornering abilities. This is pretty high, but it's fast and flowing, baby.
Yeah. I don't really have anything else unless you got some stuff on your mind. Buy t-shirts.
Yep.
I'll put the picture up of all the boys wearing the t-shirts this weekend.
Yeah,
thanks for supporting.
Boys loved them.
The boys loved them. Other than that,
that's it, man.
I don't got much more. Maybe we'll get some guests on the pod. We're working. We're getting our brains working. We're rolling like a cold power train. Hot and sticky.
And with that, I think I'm going to leave. We are
out of here. Bye.